Hi fellow crafters, I'm Terri from nutsaboutstamping.com. Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a beautiful Christmas card idea to share with you. It includes a fun technique that will wow anybody who gets this card. I'm going to be using the Frosted Forest Decorative Masks. If you like what you see, I will link to my blog article in the description box under this video. You can link over to my blog and get all the information you need, including the product ordering numbers. You're gonna love this one. First, let's have a quick look at the Frosted Forest Decorative Masks. There are 6 masks in the packet, and they are designed to go along with the corresponding stamp set, but I'm not going to be using the stamp set today. So there are 3 masks for I guess a deciduous tree with a trunk. And then I'm going to use these 3 masks for today's project to make a Christmas card idea. So 6 masks, 3 and 3. Now each one of these masks has a little label on it and a little notch. So I'm not sure you can see it, but there's a little notch and then it says A, and then there is the notch for B, and then there's the notch for C. And these notches are designed to help you overlay the masks so that you match them up perfectly. So let's make this card. All right, so to use my masks, I'm actually going to apply ink to my masks onto this layer of Lost Lagoon. A little bit different from what I normally would do. And I'm going to start with mask A, and I am going to use some Lost Lagoon ink. And I have one of my blending brushes. So I'm going to ink up my blending brush, and I am going to apply ink onto the mask and then subsequently onto the Lost Lagoon cardstock underneath. So you can see it like that. Now what I want to do is I'm going to move the mask over a little bit, and I'm going to apply ink to the smaller tree next. And then I am going to move this over again. I think I'm going to put it here, like so. And I'm going to apply ink again. And then I'm going to slide it so that I have this little tree at the end. And then I am not going to re-ink. What I'm going to do is lay the mask down here in between the trees, and I want to just add a more subtle layer in the background, like so. Can you see it? And then I think I'll do another one here, and all I'm doing is inking the top of the tree. I'm not inking the whole thing because I've already got something in the foreground. Isn't that pretty? I think that's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take my second mask, which is mask B, and I'm going to line it up to the best of my ability. It's a little bit trickier when you've got darker cardstock, but let's give it a go. And this time I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. So I have a different blending brush, and I'm going to ink this up. And let's just give it a go, shall we? Like so. And then I'm going to ink it again. And then, oh, look at that. That's so cool. And then I'm going to do my second tree. Really difficult to see. We've got a very cloudy day here. And normally I depend on my natural light that are coming in from my windows. Oh, that worked just fine. And then let's do the big tree again. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like so. And then I'm going to do this small tree finally. Let's see if I can just add a bit of ink there. Oh, I just love it. I think that's so pretty. What do you think? Pretty nice. Now we're going to use mask C, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to get set up and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got mask C and I'm going to lay it down on top of my first tree on the left. This is a little bit easier to see through because the holes in the mask are a bit bigger. And I'm going to use some Shimmery White embossing paste. And this is going to just add such a cool touch. I'm just going to take a very tiny bit on my palette knife and I'm just going to scrape it on, down, through the holes and onto the cardstock underneath. Now, Shimmery White embossing paste dries pretty quickly. So you want to be quite deliberate about it. And look at that. Oh, I just love it. Okay, and then I'm going to move over here to my other big tree. I'm going to add a little bit more of my embossing paste. It's important that you keep the lid on the embossing paste when you're not using it because of the fact that it does dry quickly. And you don't want a pot of paste that is all hard and not for good use. Look at that. Okay, and now I'm going to, technically I should go and clean this right away, but because I'm doing a video for you, I am going to just keep on going with the smaller tree now. And apply this, and then do the same with the other small tree. And then I'm going to wash off my palette knife and this mask, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. And there we go. Can you see the shine and the sparkle? It is absolutely gorgeous. I am loving this card. So let's just put this aside for a minute and make a phrase for the front of the card. My card base is going to be basic white, and I'm going to do it more like a storybook layout. To that, I'm going to add a layer of Pretty Peacock, and then I'm going to adhere down my beautiful Christmas tree layer, and I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue to adhere these all together. Back in a moment. Now, I want to make a phrase for the front of my card. And I am going to use the Peaceful Season stamp set. There's a phrase in here that says, joy and love to you. So I've got that mounted on a clear block, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down using Pretty Peacock. Now I want to die cut out my phrase, so I'm going to use one of the Peaceful Season dies. It's this die here. So I'm going to die cut the phrase out, and while I'm over at the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm also going to die cut out just the outline using Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to adhere these two together. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, I've got these die cut out. Now what I want to do is take this basic white layer with the phrase stamped on it, and I want to adhere it on top of the Pretty Peacock layer, but just showing a little bit of the Pretty Peacock. So it looks like, you know, it's a very eye-catching banner. And I'm going to adhere these together using my multi-purpose liquid glue. Now what I want to do is adhere my phrase to my card front, and I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals just to give the phrase a little bit of lift and visual interest. And now it's time to talk embellishments. And for me, it's going to be the iridescent faceted gems. I'm going to add a gem over here onto the banner. And then I'm going to add another one on the other side of the banner like so. Now let me ask you a question. Do you think I should add more iridescent faceted gems, or do you think it looks fine as is? Leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm very interested in your opinion. If you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for all of these layers, I will link to my blog article in the description box under this video, as I've already mentioned in the introduction. You can link over there and you can get all the information you need, including the product ordering numbers in case you want to order the masks and the embossing paste so that you can make this card at home. I'm Terri. I am nuts about stamping. I'll see you at the next video. Bye for now.